everybody, so today I'm going to be doing a book review on Red Queen by Victoria Aveyard. Red Queen, this book, holy crap, my mind is so freaking blown right now, you have no idea. I felt it was necessary to film this video at 10 o'clock at night just so I could get my feels out to you guys. I finished this book like 5 hours ago. My mind is still reeling and I feel like it's going to keep reeling until the second book comes out because it's blown. My mind is freaking blown because of this book. So before I start, I'm just going to be giving a quick spoiler-free review, then I'm just going to go into some spoilers of the book. This review will not be too long. It's just to mainly get my feels out of this book because this book is freaking so good. Freaking fantastic. If you do not know what Red Queen is about, it's about a girl named Mare, and Mare is a red. Reds live in this world where reds are the normal people who are like the servants. They have the low income jobs, they live in the slums, and not the best type of life to live because they have red blood and they're not very special like the Silvers are. The Silvers are the rich fancy people of the society who run the government, who are the kings and queens and monarchy and all the courts and whatnot, and they have silver blood. The silver blood allows them to have superhuman abilities where they control water, fire, your mind. You can be strong, you can do a lot of different stuff with these abilities. They're kind of like meta-humans. And this is about a girl named Mare, and Mare is a red blood, but she has the power to control lightning, which is unheard of from the red bloods, because the red bloods do not have any special abilities until Mare comes into the picture. And it's about the king finding out about her ability, having to hide her, and her ability is actually to control lightning, which is unheard of, and it's such a freaking awesome book. There's kind of like a love triangle in it, but it's an okay love triangle, because the love and romance in this book take a back seat to the main story, which I love. I love the character of Mare. She's kind of like a Katniss figure. She is a very powerful woman and she takes charge of her emotions of the situation. She is put into these very, very difficult situations because there's like a rebellion brewing underneath all this corrupt power in the government, and she is a part of the rebellion, and it's amazing how much she accomplishes under such extreme pressure, and she is one of the best female characters I've ever read about in a book just because she keeps a level head in all these extreme situations, and I really, really admire her because of that. And she does not let love fog her vision. She keeps a straight head even when there are two very attractive brothers pining for her love, and may I add, they're both princes. The storyline in this book was fantastic. The world building to it was a little bit complex and confusing sometimes, but I met the author today actually, Victoria Aveyard. She is such a sweetheart, and she actually answered our questions to what the world actually is, and it's kind of a spoiler, so I'm not going to be telling you guys it because in the second book it'll be better explained, but it makes so much sense. So much sense. So if you think that the world is underdeveloped or you're kind of confused by it because it may seem like a world you're very familiar with, you're gonna figure out that you may be right because it is a fantasy, but it's also not a dystopian, but I feel like it takes place in the future because they do have cameras and elevators in this book, but they do have the element of fantasy in it. So it's kind of hard to really place this book in a category or a genre, but it's still fantastic and amazing, and I love it so much. It took me a little bit to get into it fully, but it still was very gripping from the start, and I love that about a book. It was very unique in the way that things were played out in it. Yes, it kind of reminded me of The Hunger Games, but not in the way that a book that is like another book would usually do. It just had the strange, strong type of characters in it, the same type of like rebellion, but honestly the story is completely different. And I see people like in The Hunger Games and who like the selection definitely loving this book, but then again, you would love this book even if you did not read those books because it is just a fantastic book. So I totally recommend it to you guys, and you can go pick it up in the stores now because it came out on February 10th. Okay, so now for all you people who have read the book, please stay, but if you have not read Red Queen, leave because I do not want to spoil you because the spoilers will be mind-blowing and you'll be very confused, and I want you to read this book because seriously, it was so freaking good. Very few books mind-blow me because sometimes I usually figure out the plot twist before they happen, but this book, no, I did not see it coming. In the past year, 2 books really mind-blown me, and this was one of them, and the other one was The Kiss of Deception. Okay, yeah, in Outlander and like Air of Fire, but like this one was definitely up there with the top 5 of books that have mind-blown me, and it was amazing. So definitely go pick it up, and leave the video now if you do not want to be spoiled. Did you leave? You better have left, or else you'll be spoiled. And if you want to be spoiled, okay, but don't blame me if you are. there because I gave you a fair warning. I promise you guys you do not want to be spoiled because this book was fantastic. Did you guys totally get misled from this book? Like, I'm not gonna go into too much detail about this book, but holy crap, the betrayal in this book, the betrayal, oh my gosh. You don't know who to trust. And there's so much death and corruption. Like, is Julian really dead? Like, I really like Julian's character. And like, it was really sad because like, oh my God, Maven's betrayal. I did not see that coming at all. And it was freaking like, it freaked me out, blew my mind, and made me so freaking pissed off. I did not see it coming, even though it was obvious. Like, you do not see that plot twist coming. If you did, you're seriously like a psychic, or you are just like all knowing, because that was a plot twist I don't think anybody saw coming. Who knew Maven was the actual bad guy? He seemed like he was like a pretty decent guy. He seemed like he was like Mare. He seemed like he was a very decent, and he seemed like the type of prince that is a good prince and would be a good king. But of course he made Cal seem like the worst guy ever. They made him into the enemy when he was actually the enemy all along. And his mother's a bitch, let me just say that. His mother is a little, don't like her. Don't like him now. I actually shipped Mare and Maven because I'm like, oh look, their names match, that's really cute. But now I ship Mare and Cal because they're gonna team up and they're gonna be badasses and it'll be awesome, and they better fight back against Maven because Maven is a freaking I never even suspected, I never even had the slightest clue that Maven was actually the bad person in this at all. And then all the people who died, can I say I knew Slade would never die. I knew Slade did not die. Oh, and can I say, there's one thing that I did catch, and that was that Slade never died. I knew that he was not dead. I knew he was gonna come back, and when he came back in the epilogue, I'm like, yes, I was right on that at least. But everything else, no, I felt betrayed, but it was in a good betrayal because it made me really mind blown, and whenever a book makes me mind blown, I am very happy because of it. So yeah, those are my really quick thoughts on this book that are spoiler free because, oh my God, those are things I just wanted to get out because, mind blown, seriously, like so freaking mind blown. I really need the next book, but sadly there won't be any arcs going out of the second book because I guess it's just that popular now because it actually made the #1 spot on the New York Times bestselling list, which is fantastic and it totally deserves it. I am so happy for Victoria for getting the #1 slot because she's a debut author and she did an amazing job with her book, and she's actually like a screenwriter, so no wonder she's so good at it because that's what she went to college for. So I'm really happy that it made the #1 spot. It's totally deserved. But I'm sad it doesn't have any arcs because I would totally want to get one of those. But I guess I'll just wait until the next one comes out in like a year probably. But I'm really excited to read the second book because the rebellion's gonna get even more like intense. I want to see how many casualties the guard actually got. I love their saying like red as dawn or something. That was so cool. And I really like didn't know who to trust. I did not trust the guard at first. I'm not sure if I still trust the guard now, but it's just all so just like up in the air, and oh wow, this book was definitely amazing. I am so happy with it, and that's why I'm making a review on it because I honestly think that this book is fantastic and you guys will love it too. So that is it for my book review on Red Queen. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and tell me what you thought about the book down below. Were you just as mind blown as I was when you got to the big betrayal plot twist? Because that was very intense and very just like whoa. Tell me down below. So thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.